I think you were pretty great on the show because you shared a lot of your story that it was even shocking for Alex to hear.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was shocking and I failed to realize how little Alex knew about my story. He knew I did transition. He knew I detransitioned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will say I shocked him and his entire crew.
Should we share with them your former photo that you
go
sent
for
me?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I sent
Okay.
it to you last time.
Let me go into my. Okay. Yay! I will get these pictures.
Show them before.
This one?
No.
This
before.
one?
No, that's after. That's during, and that's before.
Okay, so this is before.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll show this one first, and then. Okay, and I'll have you explain this photo. Here you go.
So this is me before I transitioned and before I did anything. That I had at this time this photo is being taken. I had already talked to a therapist. I had a terrible sexual relationship. If you want to know what I mean by that, watch Alex's episode and you will get to know more on that. And then
Should I show the next part?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's before his transition, and then this was after his transition. During his transition. Okay, because there's a during transition, there's after yeah, it's it because then you detransitioned. Okay, so here it is.
So that is what I looked like after I just got my boobs.
He had bobs. Okay, he had big bobs.
Yeah, they were huge.
So how many years did you look like this? Did you spend as living as a woman?
From November 2016 until December 2020. That is from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. But I guess where you could say it was more presentable was after, right? I guess I want to say after I got the
bobs, yeah,
because that was May of 2018.
Okay, and then we'll show them the final photo. Well, they see you now, but I just love this picture of you, and I want to share it with
Which
them.
Is also my profile picture for everything.
Yeah, so this, if you guys can find him, and then now this is current Abel.
It's still a good background. That's Denton.
Yeah, look at you, looking like a freaking Greek god, looking awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Here, this is a good question. Abel, who paid for all your transition expenses?
Well, before I answer that question, how long did you live in California?
How long did I live there?
Yeah, well, let me rephrase that. When did you leave?
I left California September of 2021.
Okay, so Lila was paying for my for everything. Jokes aside, California taxpayers and California insurance, they paid for everything. So technically, you can say Lila paid for everything.
I did. I paid for it. Wow.
She got her money's worth out of it.
Oh my gosh. So how, when you just decided that you wanted to transition, what did you do?
So before I did anything, I went to talk to a therapist who was captured. Kind of should have been obvious when you realize where she worked. Was a lesbian and also ran a transgender support group. But I'm not saying there's a conflict of interest, but I'm just saying. But yeah, so she was quickly approved me for everything. Mm-hmm. And then again, some sexual trauma happened. Watch Alex's episode for that if you want to learn more.
Do you want to share it here or do you want to save it?
I'll let them watch Alex's episode.
Watch Alex's episode so you can get the inside scoop on the sexual trauma that occurred to Abel, which was a big part of why he transitioned in the first place. Yes. And that's a good way to put it, right? Yep. Okay.
And then, so everything happened pretty quickly. Eventually, I went through it. And then, I guess best way I could put it is it was a slow buildup on my decision to detransition. Plus the fact that the LGBT community did not enjoy the fact that I wanted to be a police officer and excommunicated me like they were a religion.
Wow. So you think that part of your transition too is looking for community and that acceptance, and in the beginning, the transgender community was that place for you?
Yeah, I did need a lot of community and a lot of warmth. I guess that there's that old quote. Dang it, I can't think of it at the top of my head, but it's if a child gets no any love from their family, they'll burn the village they feel its warmth. Sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of burning down my village, I burned down myself.
Respect, Mexican police officer. That's right. So okay, what do you think was your what?
I'm reading the comments at that point. Abel doing the Kermit Frog meme.
That's great. So what do you think made it like? What was the catalyst for you to decide? Okay, so you're living as a woman. What made you decide that you wanted to detransition and you're like, I want to become back to who I am as a man?
So that had a slightly different catalyst than what caused me to transition. So I have to assume God was keeping an eye on me from the beginning, because before I went to see the therapist, before I walked into her doors, something spoke to me. It said, they cannot stop me from transitioning.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to go through this path, I have to agree to take it slow. So I agreed. I wanted to wait 5 years before I got my bobs, and then 10 years before I cut everything off.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily and unluckily, I broke the first rule. I got the bobs within less than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But because I said I have to at least keep half of my promise, I didn't cut anything off. So that was that I have to assume that was God speaking from the beginning, and He allowed me to go down this path to eventually speak out on it.